So, we actually met in Colorado. I had lived there briefly before, but I was actually kind of moving back, maybe for good. I don't know. Who knows with me? But, well, I was trying to get into a place I couldn't get in right away, and I needed a place to stay. And I had met someone like a year before, and it was, it was just someone that I knew, and I was like, okay, I need a place to stay, so I called her up, and I was like, hey, could you have somewhere where I can just bunk for like a day or two while I wait to get into my place? And she was like, yeah. So I went there, and actually when I walked in, it was a gal. She wasn't like a best friend, it was just like an acquaintance, someone I knew, and I kind of had the idea that we were maybe going to hang out, while I was visiting, but turns out she had plans, so she wasn't there, and I walked in, and I was like, kind of just sitting in this house all by myself, and I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of a long night, and then the door clicked.
Yeah, I walked in, and all I seen was her. She was sitting on the couch, and Lily, our first dog, she was sitting on the couch, and I was like, uh-oh. My roommate's going to be mad because she's got a dog on the couch. That's all I thought. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, there's nobody here with her. So I was like, well, I guess I can talk to her for a while. And so we chatted for a little while. And then I was like, I'm going to cook some steaks. You want steaks? And she's like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right.
It was free food. I was frugal then, too.
So I cooked her a steak, and we were eating. And I was like, do you want any silverware? And she's like, no. And she's over there, like, eating it with her bare hands. And I'm like, oh, you're a little different than most girls. I was like, okay. And so then after that, we stayed up till like, I think 3 o'clock in the morning talking. And then, ever since that day, I think she was either with me every day, or at least we talked every day.
Yeah, we had some bonding going on. Because we just like shared I think a lot of the shared philosophies and dreams and things were under the surface. I don't know that we got into them all right away, but you could tell there was a really good friendship started right from the beginning, and so we did do a lot of stuff after that, and then it just went from there. So, yeah, kind of a weird random meeting, to be honest, and we were both in a state of mind probably of like, it's probably not going to happen, so.
We both weren't really looking for anybody, because I just moved to Colorado the year before, and I was like living it up, I guess. Living it up in Colorado, and I was like, I don't need anybody, I'll be single, I'm fine. And then, because I feel like I spent most of my life looking for somebody, and then I was like, oh, I just had to wait at home. So she just showed up. Just showed up at my door, and I was like, oh, that worked out pretty well. So
yeah,
it was pretty
and
great.
It's been an adventure since. So
yeah,
you never know, guys, when life's just gonna take off. So
just gotta take some leaps, because if I would have stayed where I was, I never would have found any of this. I wouldn't be living the life I'd be living. I'd still be sitting in Iowa.
That was the learning experience with it, because for me too, I was just taking leaps at that point too. I mean, even my move there was just kind of some random.
Don't let people tell you that change is bad. Change is good. We still change all the time.
Yep.
But we change for the better. So
that's why we try to learn a lot.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
let your dreams come true.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.